Again to another one of our long overdue sessions since it's been almost a year. And I'd like to thank everyone in the band here for donating their time for this so everyone can enjoy some great music. I'll give them a hand. We will be videotaping, so it'll be on the website after we edit it down if you want to go back and review some things. But without further ado, I'm not going to introduce everyone, knows who everyone is here. Okay. So here we go.
Check, check. Check, check. I think I'm going to leave this for Rob, who's going to be singing later on this evening, so I'm going to talk off of mic. Good evening, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mark St. Pierre, and on stage are some friends, Jay Delaney on bass, Anthony Villa on keyboards, and Rob Thurwood will be joining us later on guitar. And I'd like to thank also Keith Larson and Mid-Atlantic Drum. Jesse Moody gave a clinic here a while back, and he had said some very, very, very favorable things about Keith, and I think everybody in the store would agree that he's pretty much a treasure. You know, it's amazing to have somebody who is so invested in making sure that everybody who plays a drum plays a good drum, a great drum, a fantastic drum, but not only just any drum, but a drum that fits that person. And Keith has gone through, and I remember meeting him years ago at Gordon Miller Music, and he didn't know who I was, and I didn't know who I was. I just kind of walked in and saw all these drums all over the place, and this sage-wise person came up to me and pretty much helped me out with whatever I needed. And he's been nothing but an incredible resource since. So thank you, Keith, for the opportunity. Now on to why we're here tonight. I gave a clinic many years ago on the marriage of hand percussion and drum set at the same time. And I had a great time with that. And I was lucky that some guy was after me, Dennis something, it was pretty much one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever done, to have to play for Dennis Chambers' audience. And I would say this is also one of the most nerve-wracking things I've done in a while. I'm going to do a little bit of talking at first, and then we'll get started to playing. One of the things that I talk about when I talk about drums is how I got into drums. I started at the age of 3, playing hand percussion, and throughout my, also I wasn't born here, I was born in England, and I lived all around the world from pretty much, I moved to Canada for 3 years, moved to South America for a year, moved to Jamaica for 3 years, and I came here in '74. When I came here in '74 and started with a symphonic band, I was hooked on nothing but percussion. Almost played trumpet. I was going to play trumpet. My dad said, "Do you like drums?" I love drums, but I think I know everything on drums. I don't know anything on drums. I'm going to try trumpet. And he said, without any other words, maybe you should stick to drums. And I played all the way through college. And as a matter of fact, my old teacher, Mr. Rauschenberg from Towson University, is here. He's quite surprised me, so now I really have to get my facts straight. And so the evolution of me and music has always been around. I was telling my kids, I'm a Baltimore County school teacher, and I was telling my kids today about how much I love music. It's really ingrained in me, and everybody in this room has had some experience with music that makes you say, I want to recreate that experience anytime I can, at the drop of a hat. That's my motive behind what you're about to see this evening. So when I was in college, I played, let's go back to high school. High school, I was marching band, loved the marching band, and symphonic band, loved to play. I was in the GBYO, Greater Baltimore Youth Orchestra, where I met Tom, Xavier that's a different story. But all the time, all I really wanted to do was to get my hands on a drum set. And I'll never forget that when I was younger, my dad would always say, I'll buy you a drum set. But it wasn't in the budget. And that didn't come through until I got to college. In my last year of high school, I finally got a drum set. It was a 6-piece pearl, I think it was a maple kit, 24-inch bass drum. The smallest drum was 13. 14, 15, 16, 18, and they were rack toms. No bottom head. I was desperate to play anything. And my love for drum set came from, well, I'm going to mention one person's name, Buddy Rich. When I saw Buddy play, and the way he was able to manipulate those sticks and the sounds he had gotten from that instrument, it just did something crazy for me. I said, I have to learn how to do that. I have to know what he is doing. I got to figure out what's going on. And for years, I would pick up the sticks and I tried to mimic him. Nothing. It was some secret, but I couldn't. But you know, you kids today, well, there are not many kids out here, but for the most part, kids today have the luxury of being able to see something, go on YouTube, slow it down, or tape it or put it on a DVD, slow it down, and get stroke for stroke and go and practice it. Us old people, we didn't have that luxury. We heard something on the record and we had to try our best to try and mimic it, and hopefully it was as close as we could have gotten to it. So all the way through that, I kept thinking, you know what, I really have to find that secret, but I didn't have a drum set to practice until I got to high school. I mean, my senior year in high school. So then I was practicing. I didn't know what to practice. I was just hitting the drums. And then I got to Towson University. And I saw players like Adrian Green. Who knows Adrian in this audience? Adrian was like a Billy Cobham clone. He was doing some things behind that kit that just made me go, oh my God, where in the world did he get that from? And I felt like a stalker. I would just watch him and watch him and watch him. And then Mike Albin, who came after Adrian, he was another one. He was like a Steve Gadd clone. He had these ways of getting the tricks of these rhythms and things, and I was just completely blown away. How do you guys get this sound? Well, here's what happened. I was sick and tired of asking questions. I had to ask the one correct question, and this is the one I want you guys to leave with. I asked them, what do you listen to? Because you're not going to help me. Hey, can you show me? No, I don't have time. No. Okay, then what do you listen to? What did you listen to get that chop, to get that idea? So they gave me a list of things to listen to. I went home, put my headphones on, and started playing to it. And eventually, things started to come into sync. Next thing I knew, I was actually playing drum set. The next thing was I had to now go and play drum set in front of people in a live group. Hank Levy's band was available. Boy, that was intimidating. If any of you know anything about Hank Levy's band, he has these time charts, 23/8, 16/8, they were just twisting and turning. And every time I heard the big band, it just made me go crazy. I loved it. But I didn't understand why I loved it. I didn't understand why these things were causing me this feeling. So I had snare drum chops. I had marching chops. I took lessons when I was in high school for 3 years at Peabody Prep. A gentleman named John Locke really got my snare chops together. But I didn't know how to place it to make it musical. Then one day, it all clicked. I couldn't put a word to it, but I did know that there were certain things that they had done that made my body go, that feels great. It's tension. Everything that you listen to in music, anything that catches your ear is usually some form of tension. You have tension and release. Breathing is a form of tension and release. I wrote this down. Crime and justice. Tension, release. Or maybe our penal code is a little shaky. That's just release. But everything in life is based on tension and release. And as I became more musically savvy, I figured out that things within music, they didn't have to be rhythmic. As a matter of fact, we were talking about this just last night. Harmonic progressions. Songs that had a certain harmonic progression would always attract my ear. There was something about a chord that would hit at the right time that would make me go, oh, just do something to my whole psyche. And I wanted that feeling every time I played or listened to music. So, because I don't play a historically melodic instrument, I thought there's got to be a way that I can add tension to a piece of music that will give me that feeling every time I played it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play Will You Need Me? And, another thing. This is very difficult to do because we play every Sunday at a place called the Rusty's Cup for like the last 8 years. We don't plan on what's about to come out. It just happens. So hopefully it will come out. I think I think based on our years playing together and our tendencies, I think you should hear something. But we're going to play first, and I'm going to talk a little more. And please ask any and all questions of anything that you see tonight. Hope you enjoy.